Big clash looms as Wike dares Ganduje over threat to isolate himself. The coming governorship election in Edo State has set two governors against each other as Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State and his Rivers State counterpart Nyesom Wike are already exchanging words. This followed the report that emerged earlier, where Ganduje said that the All Progressive Congress (APC) would isolate Wike on the day of Edo governorship election until the election is concluded. Ganduje, who is the chairman of APC National Campaign Council on Edo State election, added that they already knew the alleged strategies by the People Democratic Party (PDP) to rig the Edo State election, but he boasted that he and his committee will dismantle the PDP campaign council led by Wike and win the election for the APC. That report gained serious public attention and made the river governor to react to it. Wike, in his reaction, did not say much. He simply said that Ganduje's threat that they would isolate him until the election is over has exposed the APC's plot to use the security agencies to their advantage during the election. The Rivers governor said that during the inauguration of his own committee in Abuja, Wike went ahead to add that Ganduje was not his match. He queried further who actually deserved to be isolated between him and Ganduje, adding a little more details. From the foregoing, one can predict that the Edo election will be very violent if the language of the campaign leaders continue to sound hostile. Wike and Ganduje are sitting governors. They should not forget that in a hurry. Now, the task of heading the various campaign council of the parties does not in any way mean that they should heat up the polity. Edo is just a state. Winning the Edo election is necessary, but it does not call for war. If they succeed in causing serious violence in Edo State, will they now go home happily and stay safe in their own states? The fact is, the way Ganduje started it all shows that there may be a grand plan to win Edo at all costs, saying that they would isolate the chairman of the PDP campaign council for Edo on the day of the election creates the impression that the election would not be free and fair. It somehow suggests that there could be plots to use some forces to have upper hand over the PDP. Wike would not be wrong to react angrily to that comment, which came off as an early revelation of the impending danger. Wike, his committee members, and the PDP as a whole should be prepared for the worst while hoping for the best on that day. Wike is not a coward. He is a very courageous man. He is not new in the game of politics. He is not new in it at all. He also acted matured by not saying much to play dirty after the comment that he would be isolated was made. Wike simply dared their opponents. He made it clear that he was equal to the task and told Ganduje that he was not his match. Are they really match? Events will prove that, as this is going to be the first time they will be confronting each other in the field. Will it result in serious clash? It may actually get to that stage, going by the way they all are taking the Edo election to be a do-or-die thing. Do not forget that Governor Godwin Obaseki is a sitting governor like Ganduje. Edo is Obaseki's state. Will Ganduje claim to know the PDP better than Obaseki knows the APC? Obaseki is not a new person in Edo politics, so he will show Wike and the PDP everything they need to know ahead of the election. Obaseki, Wike, PDP and their supporters will as well do their part in ensuring that the people votes count. They will use all legal means to resist any plot to use crude force against the will of the people. The election should be decided by the votes of the Edo people. Nobody should be isolated. The PDP and the APC should all be free to be part of the election. Supporters of the two political parties and other parties taking part in the election should be free to vote without intimidation. Their votes should count. Nobody should be shut out of the election until after the exercise. Security should not be used to favor any party to win at the expense of other parties. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) should wake up and make plans to foster any plot to rig the election. Also, Edo people should be ready not only to vote but to also defend their vote. The way things are turning out suggests that if extra measures are not activated by the stakeholders and Edo people, then the election will be rigged. Thank you for listening to this news. There is no need for these too many exchange of words. What's going to happen is still going to happen on that day of the election. They say that empty vessel makes the loudest noise. Why don't we just wait on that fateful day to come? Why don't we wait on the day of that challenge to come? There is no need to exchanging these too many words. Well, from the little I know concerning the two governors that are taken as the chairman of the campaign council, I would say that Wike is not just bluffing, but is telling you exactly what is capable of doing. Wike is a man of his words. He keep to every of its words. It's not a bluffer. So Ganduje should be very careful with each of his own statement. I'm not being biased. I'm just telling you from my observations concerning the two governors. I know Ganduje to be a bluffer. He's saying all of these things just because he has been given the opportunity to be the chairman of the APC campaign council or campaign group in a election. All right. So without any missing words, I'll tell you that Wike is more experienced in politics than Ganduje and can do anything humanly possible to see that they win the election. Okay, now see who is saying that PDP is planning to rig the election. Which party is good at rigging election? PDP or APC? APC that is very, very close to the Supreme Court, that are used to making use of the Supreme Court to win an election, is now the one complaining of wanting to rig election. Who is going to rig the election? Just like it was stated here, on that day we are going to see who really know the Edo people more better. If Ganduje would say to Obaseki that Ganduje knows the Edo people more than Obaseki, that day will tell. Okay, so my viewers, please, your comment concerning this are very much important. Don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell buttons to receive more updates. Thank you.